In this video, we're going to practice solving non-homogeneous second-order differential equations. So here's an example where we have some boundary conditions as well. So remember the strategy here. We're going to break this up. We're going to solve the complementary function. Then we're going to find the particular integral. Then we'll stick them together and then use our boundary conditions to find a particular solution. A lot of jargon in this topic. Don't worry about that. So to find the complementary function, we're going to take our auxiliary equation, which is m squared plus 9 equals 0. Always set it to 0 because you're finding the complementary function. Forget about that for now. This leads to m is plus or minus 3i. So that means that my general solution, well, there's no real part to this. So that's essentially the real part is 0. So it's like e to the 0x, or 1, times a cos 3x plus b sine 3x. So there's our complementary function. Now we're finding the particular integral. Now the form of the particular integral, since we've got trig here, we need some sines and some coses. They both need x here because that's x. Forget about the 3x here, that's separate. X here, so the form of my particular integral is going to be lambda cos x plus mu sine x. Okay, dy by dx is minus lambda sine x plus mu cos x, and d2y by dx squared is minus lambda cos x minus mu sine x. Sticking these together, we want second derivative plus 9 of the original function. So the second derivative, minus lambda cos x minus mu sine x, plus 9 of the original function, that's 9 lambda cos x, plus 9 mu sine x, should equal 16, should be identical to 16 sine x. The coefficient of cos x on the left is minus lambda plus 9 lambda, and the coefficient of cos x on the right is 0. That means that lambda is 0. In this case, you would have got away with it if you just ignored the cos x bit. That's only true because there was no dy by dx term. In general, if there's a dy by dx term, you'll always get some of both. So don't conclude from this that because this was sine, you didn't need sine here. It was just a quirk of this question. The coefficient of sine x on the left is minus mu plus 9 mu, and that should be equal to 16. So we have 8 mu equals 16, so mu equals 2. So that means my complementary function is y equals 2 sine x. So I stick these two together and I have a general solution of y equals complementary function a cos 3x plus b sine 3x plus the particular integral, which is 2 sine x. Now we can solve this using boundary conditions. So when x is 0, y is 1 and dy by dx is 8. So let's find dy by dx. dy by dx is minus 3a sine 3x plus 3b cos 3x and then plus 2 cos x. So let's sub in x equals 0 and y equals 1. We get 1 equals a times cos of 0, so that's a, sine 0, both those are 0, so a is 1. Now let's sub in 8 for dy by dx. Now sine of 0 is 0, cos of 0 is 1, so that is 3b, and then plus 2 times 1. So 6 equals 3b, and therefore b is 2. Stitching that all together, we have a particular solution of y equals a cos 3x, that's 1 times cos 3x, plus b, which is 2, sine 3x, plus 2 sine x. And there is our particular solution to the whole shebang. All right, let's try another. d2y by dx squared plus 2 dy by dx plus 5y equals e to the x plus 2, and there are some boundary conditions. So let's start with our complementary function. Our auxiliary equation is m squared plus 2m plus 5 equals 0. Solving this, we get m equals minus 1 plus or minus 2i. So that means our complementary function is y equals e to this power, so that's e to the minus x, and then it's any amount of cos 2x plus any amount of sine 2x. So there is the complementary function. Now for the particular integral. Okay, well the particular integral has two bits. It's got an exponential bit and it's got a linear bit, which means that my particular integral must have an arbitrary amount of the exponential bit plus an arbitrary constant. It's going to look something like that. Now we have dy by dx is lambda e to the x, and the mu goes, and d2y by dx squared is just lambda e to the x. Subbing all of that into here, we get second derivative, lambda e to the x, plus 2 times the first derivative, 2 times lambda e to the x, plus 5 times the original function, so that's 5 lambda e to the x plus 5 mu equals, needs to be identical with e to the x plus 2. So the coefficient of e to the x on the right is 1 plus 2 plus 5 is 8 lambda. So 8 lambda equals 1, and therefore lambda is 1/8. The coefficient of the constant, or the constant, is 5 mu. That needs to be equal to 2, and so mu is 2/5. So the general solution to this is the complementary function, which is e to the minus x, a cos 2x plus b sine 2x, plus the complementary function, which is 1/8 e to the x plus 2/5. Okay, now we can use these boundary conditions to find a and b. Let's differentiate first. This is going to be a bit of a monster. So u v, so it's u v dash, which is minus 2a sine 2x plus 2b cos 2x plus dot dot dot. Now u dash v, so that's minus e to the minus x, and then a cos 2x plus b sine 2x, and now we need to differentiate this as well, which is 1/8 e to the x. Okay, let's sub things in. When y is minus 2, y is minus 2 when x is 0, so we have minus 2 equals, now e to the 0 is 1, in the bracket a times cos of 0 is just a, sine of 0 is 0, plus 1/8 e to the 0, that's 1/8, plus 2/5. So we can work out what a is from this. What do we get? We get minus 2 minus 1/8 minus 2/5, and we get a slightly weird but not impossible answer of minus 101 over 40. This one here, we get dy by dx is 0 when x is 0. So 0 equals e to the 0 is 1. In the bracket, sine 0 is 0. We have 2b times cos of 0, so that's 2b. Then minus e to the 0, which is 1. And in the bracket, a times cos of 0, so that's a. And then it's just plus 1/8. I already know what a is. It's a bit of a weird one. That's okay. 2b plus 101 over 40 plus 1/8. And we're going to get b equals, well, it's minus 101 over 40 minus 1/8 divided by 2, and it's the equally weird minus 53 over 40, meaning the particular solution is y equals e to the minus x, and then it's a cos x, so that's minus 101 over 40 cos 2x, plus b, so that's minus 53 over 40 sine 2x, plus an eighth e to the x, plus 2/5. So we don't always get beautiful answers to these questions, but in reality that's because we're often modelling real-world situations. And real-world situations are not always that beautiful mathematically. Sometimes they are, not always. Okay, so that is the full process of solving a non-homogeneous second-order differential equation. That's all for now. See you in the next video.